Hey everybody, it's Mr. Pratt here again, and today we're going to be playing some awesome tabletop games. The first one you're going to see is called Tabletop Hockey. It's the game I used to play all the time, board in restaurants with my parents as a kid. The second one you're going to see is called Tabletop Football. Same kind of idea. Super simple game. All you need is a couple coins or markers to play these, and they're a great way to work on some fine motor skills and stay entertained while you're maybe stuck in an airport or trying to have a little bit of activity or fun in a classroom. I'm going to show you the basics of each game in this video here, and I'll also include some modifications and ways you can change these to fit your context or maybe add some more movement. Like I said, they're both relatively simple, but they can be made more complicated to challenge different ages or different abilities, or to fit your context. Alright, so for tabletop hockey, all you're going to need is 3 coins or markers. They can be same size, different size, doesn't really matter, whatever you'd like to do. I've used 3 different coins for my video, just to make it a little easier for you to see what I'm talking about. You're going to need a table, preferably longer and narrower table, just like an NHL hockey rink is longer than it is wide, and that's all you need for the setup. Alright, so as you can see here, I have 3 coins showing you the ones I'm going to use for today's video. Doesn't matter what 3 markers you use, just pick 3. Here I'm setting them up a couple centimeters between each coin, just giving you an idea of how a round of tabletop hockey would start. You can see here I'm going to start moving the coins. You're going to notice I'm pointing to 2 coins. They have a space between them, and I must slide a coin through 2 other coins to continue my turn. Okay, so the coin is always sliding between the 2 coins beside or ahead of it for my turn to keep going. And when I get close to the end of the table, I can shoot through 2 coins and try and score a goal by catching the coin off the end of the table, like I just did there. Okay, if you do not shoot the coin completely through the 2 coins in front of it, your turn would end. Okay, so here I'm simulating my opponent's play. It's just myself shooting this video, so this would be my opponent coming back the other way. Again, every time we contact a coin, it has to go through 2 of the other coins, and when we get close enough to the end of the table, we can take a shot. We must catch the coin successfully for it to count as a goal. Does not matter which of the coins we catch. Shots also cannot be taken until you have crossed center, and they must be taken off the far end of the table. You cannot score a goal off the side of the table. In this case, you're going to notice I've made a mistake. I've slid the coin off of the table. If any coin slides off the table, my turn is over. In this case, my opponent has collided 2 coins. That would also be the end of a turn, and the play would go to the other end of the table. And in this final video, I'm just showing you at a little bit of a faster pace what a round of tabletop hockey would look like. I've modified it slightly in this round so that I'm always contacting the back coin, the coin that is closest to my own net or my own end of the table. Makes the game a little bit more challenging, but everything else is still the same. And again, you're going to notice here, it doesn't matter what coin I score with, a goal is a goal. So for tabletop football, doesn't really matter how wide the table is. You're not going to use a ton of space, but your table must have a flat edge. If you don't have a flat edge, you won't be able to score touchdowns. The length of your table is going to make the game more challenging. If it's longer, if it's a shorter table, it's going to make the game a little bit easier. So again, your choice. And the object you use or the marker you use, I've chose to use a toonie in my video. It's a nice size coin that works well for the game, but you can use any other kind of marker that you see fit. And before we get started with tabletop football, another thing you should know is you can play the CFL style or NFL style. So if you play CFL style, you're only going to be using 3 downs. If you're playing NFL style, you're going to be using 4. Now, obviously, using only 3 downs in this game is going to make it more difficult. So I'd recommend starting with 4 and then moving down to 3 if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge. And no, I'm not saying the CFL is better or worse than the NFL. I'll leave that to you to decide. Alright, so with tabletop football, all you need is 1 coin in your table. You can see here I'm contacting the coin with my nail bed. I'm trying to hit it down the length of the table and get it hanging just off the edge of my opponent's side. Once I do that, I am able to flick the coin up and try and catch it in my hand. If I'm successful, like I just was, I've scored a touchdown. That would be worth 6 points. I'm now doing the point after kick. I'm spinning the coin, catching it in my thumbs, aiming, and firing through a target, which would be created by my opponent's fingers. You'll see that in the next clip here. My opponent would now go down the field doing the same thing. That's their first down, second down, third down, maybe a little tap on the fourth down there. Flick it up, catch. Okay, that's a touchdown. That's good. Now we're going to go for the point after, and I'm going to show you what your opponent would do to help you out here. When you are ready to kick, your opponent is going to make a field goal target with their hands. You must successfully throw your coin through that target that they're making to get your extra point. Okay, in that case, let's pretend I did. I would have earned a touchdown and a point after. Now in this case, I'm going to show you what happens if you use up all of your downs. You've used 3 now. I'm a little far away from the edge and I'm deciding I'm going to kick a field goal. Okay, I'm not confident I can make it hang off the edge from where I'm at. So I can take a field goal just like I would in football. I'm going to spin it, same way as the point after. I got to catch it, flick it. If I'm successful, I earn 3 points. My opponent would start the coin at their end of the field. In this case, if the coin falls off the table, your downs are over. It's like a turnover or a fumble. Okay, and here what I'm showing you is if you do your downs and you don't make it to the end of the table, it would be like a turnover on downs in real football. Your opponent would get to start from where you left off on the field. You would get your 4 downs from there. Unless you knocked it off the table, then of course your turn would also be over. And anytime a turn resets, you're starting from your own end of the table, just like in a touchback in real football. And lastly, I'm showing you here, if you cannot flick the coin off the end of the table, you cannot earn a touchdown. So that about does it for tabletop hockey and tabletop football. I hope you enjoyed these videos and were able to find a way to use them and modify them to your own context. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And this is Mr. Pratt signing off from Tabletop Hockey and Tabletop Football.